Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video here, just to kind of give you a little bit of updates about some of the stuff that's happening on Fridays, because I know everyone's hearing that I'm, so excited about all the stuff that we're a part of, and but I wanted to share some testimonies, and I think I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often as I get more comfortable with doing this, being on video. I've shared with a few people. But the truth is, I've actually been in disobedience for quite a while now because God, I really believe God has been telling me to start sharing some of this stuff via YouTube. I don't know why YouTube. I was going to do Facebook Messenger, but then I thought, well, YouTube, I'll do YouTube. So anyway, yeah, Friday nights, like I've said before, people think that it's just a fellowship thing and that, you can invite a friend or two or whatever, and it's just a great way for us to fellowship as a church, and it absolutely is. But it's so much more than that. And I want you guys to know that, because the stuff that is going on behind the scenes that is making Friday nights come together is just off the charts exciting. There's a woman. I'll tell you a story today, and then I'll just share different stories at different points or whatever. Like I said, as I get more comfortable with doing this, but as you all know, Madison, our daughter here, is she's an amazing inviter and recruiter and evangelist and all this kind of stuff that you could say. And about, I'm going to say 11 months ago now, she had met this woman at the YMCA. And what had happened was I was actually at the YMCA with all 5 of our kids, and I was playing in the gym with the other 4. And all of a sudden I hear this woman exclaiming, "Wow, you're so wonderful. You're just so wonderful." And I'm thinking to myself, oh, what's Madison doing now? I just knew it was Madison. So I peeked my head around the corner, and sure enough, this woman is walking hand in hand with Madison down the hallway, and she's just singing her praises. So I come walking up to her, and I was like, "Hi, something's going on. What did Madison do?" And she goes, "Is this your daughter?" And I said, "It absolutely is my daughter. Why? What has she done?" And she said, "Wow, she's just so wonderful." And I'm like, "Okay, like I've heard this." And so anyway, I said, "Why? What did she do?" And she said, "Well, this is my son." She had a 3-year-old little boy there with her. And she said, "This is my son. And he has been wanting to play in the play structure there at the Y, but these 11-year-old boys were stopping him from playing. And so your daughter gets up in the face of these 11-year-olds and not only makes them get out of the way so he can go down the slide, but then she stays with him the rest of the day or the rest of the time and plays with him." And she said, "Oh, she's just so wonderful." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, Madison's pretty great. There's no doubt about it." But so anyway, we're about to leave, and I was like, "Well, hey, it's nice to meet you and everything. We're here every Thursday for swimming lessons and all this kind of stuff. So maybe we'll see you again." And I was about to let the woman go, and Madison says to her, she goes, "Excuse me, but you can't leave yet. You haven't checked out this room here." And it's a weight room or a workout studio or something like that. And so the woman again says, "Well, I don't need to check that out. I know what they do in there. They do dancing and they do weightlifting, and I have no need to go in there." And Madison puts her hands on her hips and she goes, "Excuse me, but I play in there every week. And believe me, there's a lot more in there than just that. You need to check it out." And so this woman, being gracious, says, "Well, okay, we'll go check it out." So we walk in there, and she just continues to talk about how wonderful Madison is and how happy she is that they met her and all this kind of stuff. And so we're chatting away, and then there's kind of a break in the conversation. And I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And she goes, "Well, what's that?" And I said, "Did Madison invite you to Friday nights yet?" And she looks at me and she goes, "Friday." And then Madison grabs my shirt and she tugs on my shirt and she goes, "Dad, I was just about to invite her." And I was like, "Whoa, okay, well, by all means, invite her." And she goes, "No, you do it now." And so the woman says to me, "Can someone just tell me what is this Friday night thing?" So I did a little commercial about what we do at Friday nights and how we all hang out there and all this kind of stuff. And her mouth kind of drops open and she says, She goes, "Do you know why I'm here?" I said, "I have no idea why you're here." She goes, "I'm here because I want to get friends for my little son here. And I figured that the best place to get him friends and friendships and stuff would be at the YMCA." And I was like, "Actually, no. The best place for you to develop friendships for both you and your son is on the patio on Friday nights at Springs." And so anyway, we just kept talking about it and all this kind of stuff. And she got sold out on the idea and was going to start coming to our Friday night. So the next week she was going to come. She was on her way, and I guess beforehand they had gone to a splash pad, and her son fell in the splash pad and hit his chin or something. So he was hurt and shaken up, and so she canceled and stuff. Well, that proceeded into about 10 months of inviting her and her not coming, inviting her and her not coming, one reason or another. Every week there was a different reason why she wouldn't come. Until about a month ago. So she texts me and she says, I'm going to come to your potluck. What can I bring? And all this kind of stuff. And I was like, wonderful, wonderful. Just glad you're coming and all this kind of stuff. So she made something, I think it was like a stir fry or something. And she made it to bring to the potluck, and she was coming. So then she was probably, well, I don't need to guess how many blocks it was. I was telling this to our BC group, and I had to guess. But no, it was on Marion. So she was on Marion, and she was coming towards the potluck, and she says to me, she phones me up, and she goes, is anyone there? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course, there's lots of people here. And she says, well, are there any kids there for my son to play with? And I looked around, and actually all the kids had disappeared. I don't know if they'd gone home or if they'd gone outside or whatever. But I was like, yeah, in faith. I'm like, yeah, there's lots of kids here, and just get here. And she goes, I don't know if I want to come to this thing. I'm just nervous. I won't know anybody and all this kind of stuff. And I said, will you please just trust me? Just come. It's going to be so great. And so she's like, fine, I'll come. I'll come. Fine. And so she hangs up the phone, and about 10, 15 minutes later, she arrives at the front doors. And wouldn't you know it, she walks in the front door, all hesitant about what she's going to do here and who she's going to know and all this kind of stuff. And the first person, not the second, not the third, not the 10th, the first person that she meets at the door is a person who hardly ever, in fact, I don't know if she's ever been to a Friday night before, but it turned out to be one of her best friends from high school. The second person she meets was another person that she also went to high school with, who's a part of our group. And I don't know how close they are. And I also know that this person didn't always come to Friday nights at that point either, but they were there. And so I just said to her, I said, do you realize what just happened here? I said, God knew that you were going to come. And so he arranged to have two people here that you know that don't normally come here to meet you and to welcome you. And she was just floored, and she had a great time. And we're believing that she's going to be a regular. She's very hard to nail down schedule-wise and everything. But that kind of stuff is happening so much now. I have a new friend in here. His name's Chris. You guys have probably seen him posting. He said he's bringing, what did he say? He's bringing a salad this Friday. So Chris has a testimony about what God has done for him with this Friday and what God is going to continue to do for him through these Fridays. And people are finding community. People are finding hope. And this is not something that we should be taking lightly in any way at all. We are so privileged, every one of us who's decided to be a part of this. We are so privileged to know that God is going to meet us in our desire to meet people and to connect people. And so people who've been lonely for a long time are starting to find friendships. People who have had no support systems for a long time are finding support, prayer support, emotional support, spiritual support, mentoring, teaching. It's all starting to happen here. And I've got people that are coming now. One gentleman hadn't eaten for 4 days, and we were able to connect with him and able to get him some food through the inner city. And then he came out to a Friday night, and now he's stuck in the North End because he doesn't drive. And you know what? I've got a lot of people in the North End who don't drive that I'm trying to figure out how we can get them here, because this stuff is life-changing. Pastor Leon always told us if we get them there, he'll get them saved, or the church will get them saved. And Zach is carrying on with the exact same promise. If we get them there, they'll get them saved. And, one of the things that has become abundantly clear to me, is that when you bring someone out to a Friday night, all of a sudden they learn where the washrooms are, they learn where to park, they know how to get into the parking lot and all this stuff. So when you invite them to a Sunday morning, all of a sudden the barriers for them coming on a Sunday morning are either gone or so much lower, because they feel a little bit of familiarity. Sorry, I can't talk all of a sudden. That's not true. I can talk. I am talking. Anyway, so I just want to encourage you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep believing in what's happening here. I'm telling you, there are so many stories that there is no way that we could do what we're doing. That is absolutely God doing it. He's using our figure it out faith, and we're figuring things out. And people's lives are going to be changed, and some people's lives are being changed right now. And I don't want to be over dramatic about it, but I just don't want you thinking that this is just some little gathering that we're doing that, you can come, you can go, whatever and stuff. No, this is huge. And for some people, it's literally life-changing that they have this opportunity to come. And like I said, I have people in the North End who are desperate to get there because they've either been there once or they keep hearing about it, and they want to get here. They need friends, they want friendships, they want community, they just need support in different ways and stuff. So keep cooking, keep praying, keep inviting, keep doing this stuff, guys, because Pastor Leon would say it, everyone else would say it, the best is yet to come. I believe that with every fiber of my being. The best is yet to come. This Friday night thing is going to blow up. In fact, I actually talked to Zach, and I was telling him, I have a goal for Friday nights. And he says, "Oh, really? What's your goal?" And I said, "I want to outgrow this place. I want to have to come to you and Dennis and the other guys and say, we need more room because we're expanding too much." And Zach looks at me and he goes, "Well, I'm building you a new building. What more do you want from me?" Which I thought was so cool, because who knows, maybe Friday nights move into the new building at some point. I don't know. But please grab hold of this. If you haven't grabbed hold of it yet, grab hold of it. Bring something, bring some oranges, bring salads, put them on the menu so that I have something that I can put out there to people that, when you invite someone to a potluck and you say, "Hey, this is a potluck we're doing on this date," or whatever and stuff, people are like, whatever, potluck, who cares? What does that even mean? You start showing them a menu, and you start showing them we're serving spaghetti, we're going to have 4 pizzas, we're going to have macaroni and cheese, we're going to have chicken fried rice, we're going to have fried chicken. You start putting that menu in front of people. All of a sudden, they're like falling over themselves trying to figure out how to get there. And so the menu is extremely important. I've joked around with a lot of you and said, there's a movie out there, and it says that Field of Dreams, I believe it's called. It says, if you build it, they will come. Well, I really believe that God has put in my spirit that if we feed them, they will come. And I know people have mixed emotions about feeding people and, them not contributing and all that kind of stuff. And we will sort that out. Absolutely, we will. But I have a ministry heart. I believe a lot of you guys have a ministry heart. There are a lot of people who need us. A lot of we can offer to people just in simple friendship and just, if nothing else, just friendship and prayer that we can offer people. And we have it to offer, so we just need to make it more and more readily available. And so my hashtags are, if we feed them, they will come, or there's nothing wrong with leftovers. So there's nothing wrong with bringing too much food. The way I see it is we're going to eat anyway, whether we're at Friday or whether we're going to be somewhere else. So instead of eating before we get to Friday or whatever, just bring whatever you were going to bring for your family, put it on the table to share with everyone else, and then take part in what's going on with everyone else. There is so much blessing for us being willing to do this, being obedient. It says in Proverbs that if we will acknowledge him in all of our ways, he will make our paths straight. Look for the God threads in this, guys, because it's all over the place. God is moving in this Friday night. God is moving in the Sunday mornings, not just in our church in general, because obviously that's happening, but through this group, through what we're doing on Fridays, through what we're connecting on Sunday mornings. God is moving, and we are so privileged to be a part of this. And you all know me, I can babble, so I'm going to stop babbling right now. But I just wanted to encourage you. Like I said, I'm just going to jump on here from time to time and just share some of the testimonies of the stories that are happening behind the scenes, because it's mind-boggling. It's like every week I come home and I share another one with Sherry about, can you believe that God did this? Can you believe that got set up like that? Can you believe they knew them? They knew blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And it's just happening more and more and more and more. And it's not a coincidence. It's because God sees our heart to reach out to other people and to make a difference. And he's meeting us in that. And I'm so tickled and I'm so excited about where this is going. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up right now. But I pray that you guys are having a great week, and I pray that you will prayerfully think of what you can do to help expand this thing. Thinking about our challenge we have with our messenger group right now, we've capped out 250. We need to go bigger. I don't believe any of us want to split it. That we want to be able to fellowship with each other within this group. So there's a solution. I don't know what the solution is, but there's a solution. I know we talked about Facebook jail and all the challenges that some of that is giving us too. Some people are limited in what they can be a part of and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just be thinking, just be praying, just be seeing your part in this, because it's so exciting where this is heading. So anyway, enough babble. Have a great week, and I will talk to you guys Friday. We'll see you Friday.